Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I am Sabrina Seoul. Anyway, I am here doing my first reviews on Ready to Love Potomac. And let me tell you something, I've never reviewed a show before, but because I was on last season's, of course I'm gonna review this season. Of course. Like, why not? It just makes sense for me to review this season, don't you think? Excuse me, I am waiting for my lights. My ring light and all my other lights went out. And I am using my little table lamp as my light. And this was the only time that I could record this, but I absolutely wanted to do a recap of season 5, episode 1, Ready to Love Potomac. I'm so excited. As everyone knows, I was on season 4 of Ready to Love, which was Ready to Love DC, and I was the woman that chose herself, if a lot of you don't know who I am. So it was definitely a whirlwind, and for me to be able to do the review on this season, it's like so bittersweet. It's kind of weird just because I've done it. Like, I was on it. I went through everything that these people are about to go through. Actually did a watch live last night with the first episode, so go back, check that out. I was actually watching it and giving you my real emotions and my feelings and how I felt about like what I was seeing on TV. So go back and watch that if you haven't watched the live party that I did while the show actually aired and premiered on TV. Today I want to do a recap of everything that we saw last night. This season is definitely different from my season. My season was, I don't know, this season it just seems like it's, how can I put it? This season it just seems like it's more laid back. It doesn't really look like it's gonna be as catty, keeping it real. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a lot of drama, but you know what? It is still early, and just like in my season, a lot of people fell in love with a lot of the castmates in the beginning, and then towards the end, it completely changed. So you never know what's gonna happen, but just from my first impression, it just seems like it's gonna be a lot of love connections. It seems like it's gonna be so much fun, and it seems like it's gonna be pretty fiery. I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to see what it brings, and it's so crazy because they started off with 7 men and 7 women. This episode is called Quantity Over Quality. No, quality over quantity. No, quality over quantity. I'm sure Nephew Tommy is absolutely going to have some curveballs, and it's going to be more people added to this. I'm absolutely sure of it. I'm probably 99.9% sure curveballs are absolutely going to come. And guess what? I'm here for it, honey. I am here for it. So first, as the show begins, you have the very first person that they introduce is Paul. Paul is 48 years old. He is a software analyst, and he says, call him Mustafa. He is the lion on the streets, honey. He wants a woman with sexual energy. He was like, something about put it on the table. He was like, no, screw it. She needs to get on the table. I was like, oh, okay. You know, I love it. He's straightforward. He knows exactly what he wants, and I love it. I'm living for it. He does say that he wants a woman with substance, and he wants his forever. So I get it. Trust me. I wanted my forever too. Like, honestly, after a while, you get tired of dating. Like, I'm tired of dating. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to come home to someone and we cook dinner together, and like we watch movies together. Like, I'm just ready. But anyway, I'm ready, and I'm not saying that I need to be with Paul or anything, but Paul is absolutely ready. So Paul, 48, he is a software analyst. Keep it moving. So next you have Dakia. I love her. She's so gorgeous. Dakia is 39 years old. She is a senior systems engineer. Honey, she was wearing that yellow dress, okay? I'm definitely gonna say that. But she says she's tired of dating. She's been swiping left and right. And she is vaxxed and waxed, honey. So hashtag she ready. She's ready. She's vaxxed and waxed. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, vaxxed and waxed. I was like, oh yeah. Sometimes it takes me a minute. So, and I'm not even blonde anymore. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Just jokes, friends. Yeah, so she enters and then she meets Paul. They sit down, they talk, and yeah. So when Dakia enters, she meets Paul. They sit and they talk. They chit chat for a moment, and he says that her second name is beautiful, and she was like, "You're already trying to put lines on me." So yeah. So it's like I like Paul, but it just seems like he's just a little overbearing. Like he just needs to calm down just a little bit. Just because it's like you don't want to come off as like superficial, you don't want to come off as being rehearsed, or like, and you don't want to present your representatives. Like, these people are here for love, so it just needs to make sense. So Paul was definitely slightly a little, it wasn't that funny. So, I don't know. I don't really like one-liners myself, so I don't know, but we'll see where it goes. So Tiffany enters the room, and Tiffany is 37 years old. She is a mobile education owner. She loves to be touched, and she loves to touch. She is from Emporia, Virginia. She says she is very country, okay, and she can cook country, okay. And I am from the country, and yes, country women, we love to cook. You know why we love to cook? Because we love to eat. I don't know about her, but I love to cook because I love to eat. She says she's absolutely a Southern girl, and she is looking for a man to bring the bacon home so she can cook it, okay? And I feel her. I feel her, you know? I love bacon. I eat turkey bacon, but I love bacon. And it would be cool if you brought the bacon home and then I cooked it, like with a bunch of other foods and stuff to go with it, like eggs and toast and maybe some macaroni and cheese and some greens. Yeah, so anyway, I think I'm just hungry. I don't know. So you have Wiley that enters the room. He is 32 years old. He is an athletic director and musician. He is, he likes older women. He is glad his mother did not name him Clarence, which is his grandfather's middle name. He played ball at Virginia Tech. He does have an ACC championship ring, which one of the young ladies did mention that they saw on his finger. And it's funny about Wiley because the more and more I watched him, he had a lot of references to football. And I was like, wow, he really likes football. But that's something that he must have really done for a long period of time in his life, and it's something that he really loves. But a lot of references to football, and I just was like, wow. I think it was Tiffany that noticed his ring. So he definitely is a former athlete that talks a lot about it, and he says it a lot. I hope he doesn't say it like throughout the whole season, like he just keeps bringing it up. I don't know. That would be like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about last season. We're going to keep talking about this season. So Fernando, he is 34. He enters the room. He is 34 years old. He is Panamanian, and he is a risk analyst. And he believes that love is still well and alive, and he feels like chivalry is definitely not dead. He does talk about how his ex cheated on him really, really bad. And his story sounds so familiar. But anyway, he definitely got cheated on, and then he talked about how his ex would go to swingers club without him. So hopefully, I hope that one day Fernando can find love. Hopefully it's on this show. If not, then Fernando, I hope you find love, because I've been cheated on before too, and it sucks. Godly. So Keena enters the room. She is 39 years old. She is a budget analyst, and she says she is the diva, honey. She's in the background, but she will always be in the front, okay? Like Keena, she's bubbly. Yeah, but I would like to see what more she's going to bring to the table as she enters into the room. So she enters into the room. She sees the people sitting there. Fernando is one of the people that is sitting there. And she said pretty much that she needs a man with a flat booty, because she has enough booty for everyone, pretty much. And she wasn't looking for a man with a big booty. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought that was very interesting. But you know what? Everyone has a preference, I guess. But she ain't looking. Fellas, she not looking for you if you got a big old booty. I'm just saying. Because she said it. Okay? So a few other people enter into the room. And one of them is Precious. Precious is 34 years old. She is an IT consultant. She is looking for a man who is confident, who can value her, who can love and respect her. She wants a man to love her like Martin and Gina. So Demetrius has entered into the room. Demetrius is 42 years old. He is a government contractor. He was in the military for 21 years. And he said that during his time in the military, he could not settle down. He was going from woman to woman. And from what I hear about military men, now that I know, that is, yeah, it's a lot of cases of that. Hence my situation. But anyway, you had to have watched my story. You have to go back and watch all my interviews that I've done since me being off the show. And yeah, if you watch those interviews with me since I've been off the show, you would know exactly what I had to go through. But anyway, moving on. He says he's an outdoorsy person while he's sitting there talking to Precious. And yeah, pretty much that's how the whole pole dancing thing, he's like, pretty much, you know, you gonna go fishing with me, you gonna go crabbing with me, you gonna go camping with me. She's like, as long as you go pole dancing with me. I thought that was cute. But he did say that in his last marriage coming up, that he did cheat on his wife. And I love that he took accountability, and he was married for 3 years. So I do like that about Demetrius. And I want to say the whole monochromatic look, that plum suit that he had going on, go Demetrius. I really like that look. Kudos to you. And it looked really, really good on his skin. So moving on. So Sabrina 2.0. It's another Sabrina on the show. Can you believe that? That is so crazy. Sabrina, I mean, it's a pretty popular name, but it's not that popular. Very, very rarely do you really meet like a Sabrina, you know, instead of like a Michelle or a Kathy or a Marie. You know, it's not that often that you meet a Sabrina. So to have a Sabrina on this season as well, yeah, and she calls herself Sabrina 2.0, you know, because she's done her healing, she's done the job. So nice to meet you, Sabrina, from Sabrina season 5 or season 4. Sabrina season, okay, well, anyway. So Sabrina is 36 years old. She is a nonprofit executive. She says she doesn't ask for much, but she pulls her phone out with a list of the things that she's looking for. Some of the things she's looking for is consistency, consideration, and the person has to love black people, and he pretty much has to be hot AF. Okay, so I mean, I get it. Those are some of the things that I look for as well. So I'm feeling you, Sabrina girl. I hear you, girl. Okay. And moving forward later on in the show, she does talk about how she did get married, and she got married very, very young. And Sabrina is so cute. She's petite. She had a cute little line dress on when she entered. So let's see who she connects with. But I do know in the previews, I did see her kind of cussing somebody out, and I think it was Laverne. So that's going to be a very feisty scene, and I'm here for that too. Okay. Okay, let's move on. So Laverne has entered into the room with his glasses. Love the look. He has an amazing smile, pretty teak. And he is 44 years old. He is a lead technical analyst. And he used to do bodybuilding. And you can tell he definitely has a nice physique. He says he doesn't care about any of the women in the DMV. He does not care if Beyonce knows herself walked in the room. He says that he just wants one woman that is for him, that he can have just for him and him only. I like Laverne. I like his swag. He seems like he's very, very confident, but he does seem like he's very cocky as well. So I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen with Laverne moving forward, because as of right now, I like Laverne. Like, he's one of my favorites. So let's see what happens, because like I said in the beginning, we love these people, and then towards the end, stuff can change. I'm just saying. IJS. So Clifton enters the room with his orange shirt on. Let me tell you something. He had on some slacks, and he had on an orange like t-shirt. And I was like, okay, see, sometimes it's not about overdoing it, wearing a three-piece suit. Sometimes it's just being like laid back. And he caught the people's attention. He caught my attention. I thought he was very handsome. When he entered, it looked like Paul had a little bit of, he was feeling some type of way, saying that now it's competition, because he came in with his very white voice, and I mean, I don't know, but it felt like Paul was kind of slightly intimidated, which I get it. But Clifton is 44. He is project management. He is a project management, or he is in project management consultant. He wants a woman that is loud, fun, and outgoing, just like him. So he entered in, seemed very confident, seemed like he knew exactly what he wanted. And I like that. His confidence level is up there, and I love a man that is confident. So let's see what happens with Cliff. But I feel like that he is going to be a favorite amongst the women. But like I said, who knows? Let's see. Let's move on. Tommy enters the room and says to everyone, he pretty much knows that everyone's waiting for more singles to enter. And he's like, no, it's nobody else coming. It's just you guys. Which is crazy, because it's only 7 men and 7 women. They've never done this before. On my season, we started off with 10 men, 10 women, and then we actually added 2 castmates to that. So we had a total of 22 people. So to start off with only 14, but we all know that it's going to be curveballs. We all know that more people are going to be added. Come on, I am 99.99999% sure more people are absolutely going to be added. Okay? I already know. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's no way. He said, but pretty much don't look for them. They're not here, and they're not coming. We know that's not true, Tommy. We know more people are coming, because you like to throw what? Curveballs. I'm just saying. Not because I know for fact or anything. No, because I know for fact, okay? But he says that he wants everyone to focus on the quality and not the quantity, which is really, really cool, because, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Let's focus on the people that are here. Let's, start shrinking. Let's narrow it down. like really dig deep with these people, these 14 castmates. Let's really get to know each other. So I definitely can understand that. 7 men, 7 women though, that just makes the situation very, very competitive in my opinion. So, because at the end of the day, it's still a dating show. Lets them know each week that someone's journey will end, and then it will go back and forth where the men will have the power to eliminate, and then the following week the women will have the power to eliminate. So, but he also lets them know that tonight 2 people will be going home. It's only 14 people and 2 people are already going home? That is crazy. That means it's only going to be 12 people. Like, what in the world? I don't know. We're just going to have to keep watching this season and see how everything plays out, because this is definitely different and I am intrigued. I promise you on everything. Joy is 41. She is a professional singer and she has no kids, but she definitely wants them one day as long as it's with the right person. She says she is from Baltimore, and she wants a man that can do the job, and help her out with her needs. Yeah. She is ready for someone to push past the fears and to see just her. And I don't know if you guys watched, and I even think that video isn't even up anymore, because I did a live with, no. I think it was Meet the Cast. So if you go back, you can check that video out. But Joy is actually an ex to someone that was on my season. So if you go back and watch that video that I put up, the casting video about meeting the new castmates for this season, Potomac, if you go back and watch that video, you'll see who Joy is. And it was ironic because it got brought up within our group, but I had already heard this weeks before it was even announced that she was the ex to someone that was on my season. So I thought that was interesting. And I thought that it was interesting that she was an ex to someone from our season and she didn't come on as the ex for this person. So that made me have like a lot of questions. So definitely, definitely check that casting video out that I did. Yeah. Ace has entered into the room. She is 37 years old and she is a philanthropist. She did say that she got married when she was very, very young. It was about 10 years ago, but it only lasted about a year and a half. So I don't know, her voice, it's giving me like, I want to be sexy. I'm trying to be sexy, but I'm still shy and I really just don't know. I'm nervous and I don't know. I just feel like I hope that Ace opens up a little bit more. She seems like she is such a sweetheart, but I really hope that she does open up, because one thing I do know about this show is if you're not transparent, if you're not vulnerable, if you're not genuine, if you're not really putting yourself out there, you will be on the chopping block a lot sooner than most. So let's hope that Ace opens up and she lasts a little bit longer than what I kind of feel like right now that she's gonna last. But like I said, who knows? We'll see. I'm just saying. So Tori enters the room. He is 39 years old and he is a realtor. So I haven't gotten too much from Tori yet, but I do know that he did have a sit down, and he had mentioned that his mother had, never said that she loved him. I want to say Tori was talking to Precious. and he didn't really have a close relationship with his mother. He was raised by his grandparents, and his mother was in the military. And he closes up when people pretty much are overly emotional. And I can really, really understand that. And I love that he put himself out there like that and he was vulnerable. Um, I think that with the conversation that he had with Precious, ironically, it is kind of like I feel like I want to talk about Tori, but it's like in order for me to talk about him, I have to talk about the scene that he had with Precious. But the fact that he opened up like that, it was so vulnerable, and I love that about him. Kind of like how it was when I got to know Tyrone. It's a breath of fresh air for someone, especially a man, to be that open with you, to be able to put it all out there, because it's kind of like, this is me, flaws and all. I am who I am. I can't change for anyone except me for who I am. So I really, really do like Tori for that. But anyway, at this point now, Precious and Tori, they did have an intimate moment where they did share with each other that, their mothers weren't in each other's lives. So I thought that that was really, really sweet. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but I definitely see a connection that is being made with them. Now, Tommy is going around and he is going around to all the women and he's asking them, who are they feeling and who are they not feeling? So he does go to Tiffany, Ace, and Precious, and they do talk about their strongest connections that they have are Demetrius, Tori, and Riley are mentioned. Then Tommy goes to Sabrina and Dakia, and they mention Demetrius and Clifton as their strongest connection. And then he does go to Keena and Joy, and they mention Clifton and Laverne. And then Tommy goes back around, or not he goes back around, but then Tommy asks them who are they not feeling. And Fernando's name definitely came up a lot. P.O., which is the post office, Paul. Paul's name came up a couple times. And yeah, so at this point, how I'm feeling just watching the episode through, I really, yeah, so I don't know. I always felt like it was just too soon to start eliminating people, but that's the name of the game. It's part of the process. But you have your two guys that are, their names have been called the most, which is Fernando and P.O. And then pretty much towards, after Tommy goes around and he talks to everyone, he calls everyone in the room and he is doing eliminations for men. So he doesn't even get into who the bottom two guys are. He just pretty much says the person that's not ready to love is Fernando. And I honestly think that Fernando is kind of shocked. And another thing that's kind of weird to me is that just because I was on the show, but usually like when the very first people are eliminated, they go around and then they start hugging everyone and giving everyone dabs and like, oh my God. And it's so weird because some of the faces that you see, the people are just kind of like, because in real life, you don't even know these people at this point. You really don't have a friendship or any type of bond. So it was weird, especially when that happened with me, because with our first elimination, Lamont was eliminated and Libba was eliminated. And even though Libba and I are close now and Lamont and I are cool now, but when they got eliminated, it was just kind of like, okay. Like you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm glad it's not me. But it's just weird when like the people go around the room and they're like hugging everyone and you're just like, I don't want to be mean, but I don't know. But I always thought that that was kind of weird. And when I saw like some of their faces, I was like, I get it. But so Fernando gets eliminated. He absolutely, I think he was shocked. Then after that, Tommy's like, yeah, well, go around, still get to know everyone, because a lady is pretty much getting, a woman is getting eliminated tonight. So the women, of course, have stepped their game up and they're just like going around and they're starting to talk to all the guys. So that's where we're at now. So after the date with the men, I mean, after the eliminations with the men, they all go back out. Tommy's like, don't forget, still one more elimination with the women. So all the women are going around, they're like talking to the guys, and then they focus on Clifton and Joy. So Clifton and Joy are sitting there. They seem like that they're having a great conversation. Joy's like she is really feeling Clifton because Clifton is like he's going straight in. She's like she seemed with everyone else, she felt like they were like too busy trying to pull the layers back, and Clifton was showing up like, no, this is what I want and I'm gonna pursue you. And she really liked that. And I thought it was so interesting because she had a glass of champagne. She was like, yeah, this is Prosecco. I think I've had this for like an hour. And then she was like, you want some? And then he took the glass and he was looking at it, and it really seemed like he did not want to drink it. And I was just thinking to myself, please don't drink it. Because I was like, if she's been holding that same champagne glass for an hour, that Prosecco was probably lukewarm. The bubbles were probably gone. I was just like, oh my God, please don't drink it. And he drank it, and it just looked like after he drank it, he just was kind of like, like, I can't believe I just drank that. So I was like, please don't do it for TV. Don't do it for TV. And then she was like, you know, my lips been on that. And he was like, even better. And I was like, okay, good way to clean it up. But would I have drunk it? I think not. I'm just saying. But I'm glad that they are definitely they're making a connection. They look really cute together. So moving on, Tori and Tiffany are sitting and they're meeting. They're having a conversation. Um, Tori's asking questions. Tiffany is opening up and she's answering the questions. She's asking Tori questions. So they're going back and forth. But Tori, after talking to Tiffany for a while, Tori says that he feels like Tiffany is kind of guarded, and and I can kind of tell like what he was kind of saying, but you know, it could have been her nerves, it could have been, you know, but she did mention like she just doesn't want to jump out there either. But like I said, in this process, it's like speed dating on crack. You have to put yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, you're going to be like one of the first ones eliminated. I mean, especially when you have other women that are putting themselves out there and it doesn't really seem like their representative is there, or they seem guarded, or you know, what have you. So at the end of the conversation, Tori pretty much friend zoned her. So that's a wrap for Tiffany and Tori. So then we have Sabrina and Laverne. They're sitting there. They're having a great conversation about Michael Jackson. He's saying he's from Indiana, and he's like, "You don't know Indiana?" And he's like, "Michael Jackson." She's like, "Oh." So they're having this conversation, and it seems like it's going really good, really casual. And then pretty much Precious walks in and she interrupts them. And she's like, what are you guys talking about? I hear y'all talking about Michael Jackson. She was like, I'm going to go ahead and moonwalk and slide right on in. And Sabrina was like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's cool. You can go ahead and sit here. And she's like, you know, okay. So she does. She sits and she starts talking to Laverne. And Laverne's like, this is the Laverne corner. So he is absolutely confident. So Laverne and Precious, they start having this conversation. Seems like the chemistry is there. Seems like that the sexual chemistry is actually there. And he starts talking about like oiling her down and yeah. So, but I like the fact that they're very flirtatious with each other. It doesn't seem too serious. It doesn't seem like, it just seems like it's very free flowing with them. And that is one thing that I do like. And pretty much they start to talk a little bit more, and then they start discussing, like, if you get with me, then this is what's going to happen, and if you get with me, then it's going to be like this. So I like that they're exchanging that kind of information with each other, because they're like, yeah, if you get with me, this is what I bring to the table. So I thought that that was really, really cute. And of course, in the beginning, the flirtatious was there, and then it was like, okay, let's really get to the potatoes of this, the meats of this, and let's find out exactly like what's good. So I like that with them. And then, of course, while they're talking, you have Keena that walks up, and she's like, what's going on over here? Yeah. So does that normally happen? No. Did they want it to happen? Absolutely. So it was a lot of interrupting. So Keena does walk up, and she does interrupt Precious and Laverne, and she's like, can I sit here? And Precious is like, okay. She says that's, Precious actually said that's one of the things that she likes about him, she doesn't like about him, is that everybody want him. And, Keena sits down, and Laverne is like, welcome to the Laverne's den. And she's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, all the ladies seem to be feeling Laverne. But we'll see, because it's a lot of more episodes to go. Okay, so, camera breaks off to the different couples not couples, but the different men and women that are sitting and they're conversing, they're talking, they're getting to know each other, because remember, one of the women are about to be eliminated. So there is a scene where Clifton is talking to Dakia. I think I said Dakia earlier, but her name is Dakia. And they're having a great conversation. They're talking about 5-year plan. They're talking about where Clifton is mentioning how he wants to go off to an island and go get a house on the island and walk out of his house and walk onto the beach. Oh my God, I've been saying this for like the last 15 years, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to retire. I want to go. I don't even want to retire. I kind of want to go now and get like a hut on the water. I want to rent out surfboards or bicycles. I want to walk out my back door and catch my own fish or catch my own dinner, my crabs. And I want to have like a little garden off to the side. And I really want that to be my life. Like, I want to ride the bicycle. I want me and Sadora to just ride our bikes to the market and take walks on the beach and just have fun and put a volleyball net out there. Like, I don't want any jewelry. I don't want a car. I want that simple life, but such like a beautiful, simple life. You know what I mean? So I've always wanted to say, or I've always said that I just wanted to move to an island or to a beach and just live. And it's crazy to hear Clifton talk about that, because that's what he's saying. Not saying that me and Clifton are a match, because everybody's been trying to match me up with someone, considering, what happened to me. But that's what Dakia and Clifton are discussing, and then walks in Keena. And Clifton's like, yeah, so this is what we're discussing, about living on the water. He's like, what are your plans? What do you want to do? What's your 5-year plan? Are you like stuck in Maryland? And then she goes onto her green screen and she discusses how, like she has a headache. She's just like, I don't know, like I'll go to Jamaica. And she's like, can someone give me an Advil? So at this point, I can tell she's tired, she's irritable. And honestly, you're filming for like 12 hours. It's a very, very, very long day. You can't take your shoes off. My little toes was screaming. They were like, ah! Like the whole night, because you're standing up, you're walking around. They want you out there. They want you out there on the patio or wherever you guys are, and they want you mingling. And then it's like when you go take a bathroom break, they're like, okay, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So it's like, it's very, very fast, and then you're exhausted. And with my mansion scene, they had food laid out for us, but in real life, the food was laid out outside. And The spread looked amazing, but it was so many flies on the food. I was like, I can't even do it. So I didn't eat any of that food, but I did kind of sneak around the corner where there was other food, and then I did eat that food. But yeah, so you're out there for 12 hours, and it was filmed in the middle of summer, so I had that orange dress on, which is available on my site. It's the blue and the orange. It's called the Roman dress. So if you go to sabrinaseoul.com, plug, you can go ahead and purchase the Roman dress, which is the dress that I wore for my mansion scene. But you're out there. I had sweat dripping down my back. I mean, it was crazy. But yeah, back to the story. So, because it's not about me. But of course, you guys know I'm going to talk about it because it's so relevant. You know what I mean? But Keena, she's just like, she's talking to him. She's like, yeah, I want to go to Houston. I want to go to Atlanta. So it's funny because Clifton is just like looking at her like we're talking about going to an island. He's like, you don't want to go, like, you want to stay in the United States? So I think that was like a red flag for him. But you just never know, you know? I mean, well, actually, you do know because I know because I watched the rest of the show. But anyway, he definitely was looking at her like, yeah, so she's not a connection. It happens. So Tommy goes around and starts talking to all the guys, and he's pretty much asking the guys, who are you feeling and who are you not feeling? So a lot of the guys are feeling Sabrina because she has such a beautiful name. A lot of the guys are feeling Precious, they're feeling Dakia, and they're feeling Joy. The guys are not feeling Keena. Ace's name also got brought up a couple times, and then Tiffany's name got brought up. So after he talked to all the guys, he pretty much let them know, gather everyone around, go outside. He's going to meet them outside so he can do the eliminations for the women. So it's so funny because when you enter into the room, it's like you're all smiles, you're giggly, and then when Tommy walks in, it's like you remember, oh shoot, this is real. It's a possibility. I really could be going home. So it was like all the smiles were like, oh yeah, I forgot. I actually might be eliminated now. So that's the look that the faces had on the ladies. So Tommy mentions that it was two women that the guys really weren't connecting with, and one of the women were Tiffany. And Tiffany was not actually happy. She was kind of like, she doesn't understand why she was on the bottom because she felt like she was doing her job, honey. So I thought that that was kind of interesting. But Tiffany, like watching the episode, it did really seem like she was trying to open up. But guys, I guess really just wasn't feeling her like that. So the other female that Tommy put on the bottom too was Keena. And it's so funny because when he said Tiffany's name, Tiffany kind of had that look like, what? Hold on. And Keena was just kind of like, yeah, I could kind of see me being on the bottom. And she kind of was looking like, I finally get to go home and take that Advil. Honey, sis was not having it. She was ready to go. Okay? Just my opinion. But when Tommy said Keena's name, she just was like, okay. Like, she was cool with it. Like, sis was ready to go. She was not trying to be there at all. So I completely feel her because it was a couple of times I was like, if he called my name, I think I might be okay. Because, with her mental though, it was the first night that she felt like that. I wanted to go through the process. Like, I wanted to get to know these guys more. So, but she says that she knows that she probably, didn't do a good job with getting to know everyone. She absolutely said that she was guarded, and just moving forward, she would not be so guarded when she's like getting to know people. And absolutely, she looked relieved. So Fernando got eliminated, and Keena got eliminated tonight, or for the first episode. And, you know, Tommy let them know, like, it doesn't matter. It just means that, it doesn't mean that you're not ready to love. It just means pretty much that, you know, your love interest is just not here. You know, I went through the whole process and my love interest just wasn't there, you know. You know, a lot of people I know, they say like they're on for TV or they're on for this, and I'm not saying that everyone is like that. Some people probably do go on for TV, or they have, you know, their motives, and I'm sure everyone has a reason why. But I'm pretty sure on top of it, these people are honestly looking for love too. So, and then too, after like weeks and weeks go by and you're actually spending time with these people and you're on the phone, like you get vested with these people. You are officially invested with them, you know? And that's how I felt. Like after like the fourth week, I was like, I don't want to go. Like I really like X, Y, and Z. Like I really want to get to know them better. But that's what, I guess, that's what a dating show is, you know? People get eliminated in this show. And even if you do find a love interest, hopefully that love interest is filling you. So if you do get eliminated off the show, they'll come with you. And then you guys can further the journey off cameras, you know? But anyway, this was my first recap that I've done of a reality TV show. I've never done this before. This is something new that I'm doing. I hope you guys have liked it. Hopefully, the more I do, I'll get better. Hopefully, this one was okay. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. That'll let me know too. If I get a lot of thumbs up, like, hey, I'm doing a good job, and you guys want me to continue to do them. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to my channel. Notification bell, so when I do post new videos, you'll be one of the first people to know about it, because a lot of times I do go over to my Instagram and I do, you know, let everyone know like, hey, I have a new video up, but I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot more videos and I'm not going to be posting every time that I do a new video. So definitely click that notification button. But I love you so much, guys. Thanks for the support, for the love that you have given me throughout my journey. And now on the other side of it, it's just so crazy. I still can't believe I was on a reality dating show. I remember when I first started, I actually have a YouTube video that's in my archives that, you know, when I first, you know, announced that I was going to be on the show, I couldn't believe it. And it's funny because now it's done, it's over, I've done the reunion, and when I sit and think about it, I even say to myself, I still can't believe I did a reality TV show, a dating show at that. So do I regret it? Absolutely not. I had an amazing time. I take the good, the bad, and the ugly that came with it. I learned a lot about myself in the process. I learned a lot more about dating in the process. And I can honestly say that because of what I did towards the end of that process, I have a lot of people that support me in the decision that I made. So I really love you guys. But anyway, I will see you guys next week on Friday at 8 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to go live or not, but I'll definitely be doing recaps. I don't know how I'm going to do it, to be honest with you. I just don't know. Once I kind of get the feel of everything, then I guess I'll be more consistent. But I think I've been pretty consistent. Well, anyway, I'm not going to talk your head off. I will see you guys very, very soon, and I love you. Deuces.